Bonjour mes amis, je suis Dustin, bienvenue. Welcome to the channel that will hopefully encourage you to not quit. So the boys helped me clean the shed up a little bit so I could get to the table saw. And we wanted to start this project of building a coffee table with reclaimed 2x4s. So we cut a little bit off of all four sides on the table saw and then glued them together with a waterproof glue. I did have a couple more clamps, but really I still need more. Probably 6 or 7 would have been better. And then to make it all super even, we planed it. Now this was tough. We don't have an electric plane, but I watched some videos on how to sharpen and set my cheap wood plane, and it started working well, and it was good enough. It took a lot of effort, but I got it. There was a little bit of tear out, you can see there in the middle, and I left the wood knots and stuff. I thought it looked cool, and look how cool that end grain looks. To make the legs, we had to make a plan, so I drew some stuff out. And here we're just cutting some 2x4s to make the legs with. It's cool that the boys got to help me on this. Oh, we had to consult the plan again, of course. And they got to measure and mark and cut. It was pretty neat. I still did most of the project myself, but I was glad I got to have them come in on a few key parts and help me out. And as a pro tip, if you're cutting multiple boards of the same length, it is best to just cut one and then use that board to mark the next one, instead of trying to measure out 2 or 3 and sort of estimate for the thickness taken away by the blade, because that blade will remove material and then your last piece won't be the right length. The board on the right is the one we need. We've got the leg pieces sanded up on all sides. Nice and smooth. Forward and backward like this. There you go, slowly. So go all the way like that, and then back. And then move over a little. Like that. Cutting those angles was a little bit tough, but it wasn't terrible. And this is how it looked with a dry fit. So I was pretty happy with that. I used butcher block oil on the top. I thought about using epoxy, but it's pretty expensive. And this was our first project like this, so I couldn't put like $40 of a surface material on there. I thought the butcher block oil would make it look pretty natural and sort of country. And I painted the legs white to again have that country style look. And I used white spray paint to touch up deep in the corners where I couldn't get so well. I was able to just use long screws to attach the legs to the top because the top was so thick and sturdy. And here it is staged for pictures to sell it. I thought it came out pretty neat. It was pretty small. It was only about 11 inches high and about 18 by 30. Well, building this miniature coffee table was a fun project, but it took a while. The total hours in it, I think, were over 10 hours, but I got to work with the boys a little bit, so that was fun, and it was a good experience. I've never really built anything like this before. And hey, with reclaimed 2x4s that we got from pallets and stuff, cutting them up and making something usable, nice and sturdy and pretty cool looking, it was really neat to do this. It did not sell on Facebook Marketplace. We had it up there for over a month at a pretty decent price, a little bit above $100 I think is what I started at. I don't know if I even had more than 1 or 2 inquiries about it. So my mom graciously bought it from us. A handmade, unique, sturdy little coffee table, but it just didn't sell. Part of that could have been the time. I think it was right before Thanksgiving and end of the year holidays and stuff. It could have been that it was a little too small. I just thought in an apartment or something it would have been perfect. Maybe it was the look, I don't know. I've learned that also part of things like that is where you live. Your region dictates a lot of your success. There are people that live in a place or near a big city that just has much more income flow. We live in a pretty rural area in South Louisiana, And a lot of people have a family member or a friend who knows how to do things. Maybe has a tractor and they can come and plow up a big garden plot for them, or move a log that fell in the yard, and they're not willing to pay a handyman as often. And I just have to understand that, and that's fine. So I'm not going to quit. It's just a little different. So keep that in mind. A lot of it sort of depends on where you live and the time of year and just the economy in your area. So you may see these YouTube videos and Facebook pages where people are charging a lot for their handyman services, or they're saying how easy it should be for you to build things at home and sell them online and make a good income while being home. And it's just not a good reality for everyone. It depends on a lot of things. But it doesn't mean you should quit. Keep trying. You just may not sell that table or that wall hanging art for as much as someone else, but you can still do it and sell it and make some money in your downtime. Basically a hobby that's fun that you can do with your family and still make some money doing. I'm going to next try some wall art. I think people just like artistic things. People seem to like fun and fashion and entertainment, so I'm going to try to go more into that category, even though it's not my natural strong point. So I'll try some wall art and see if that sells a little bit better. So hopefully this encourages some of you guys. Just keep trying, tweak things a little bit, adjust, and don't quit. All right, we'll see y'all on the next one.